Taking responsibility for the future. There are several steps that construction professionals can take to ensure low carbon emissions during the construction process. Selecting sustainable materials. Use materials that have a low environmental impact, such as reclaimed or recycled materials, and avoid those that are energy intensive to produce. Maximizing energy efficiency. Design buildings to take advantage of natural light and use energy efficient systems, such as LED lighting, solar panels, and geothermal heating and cooling. Minimizing water usage. Implement water-efficient systems, and use native or drought-tolerant plant species in landscaping to reduce water usage. Implementing green transportation. Encourage the use of public transportation, carpooling, biking, and walking by creating bike lanes and sidewalks, and by locating the project near public transit. Managing waste. Develop a plan to minimize, recycle, and properly dispose of waste generated during construction. Planning and designing for the future, using standards like LEED, BREEAM, and the Living Building Challenge to focus on the environmental performance of building and its site. Considering the life cycle assessment of materials and systems to ensure their environmental friendliness. Training and educating workers on sustainable construction methods and practices. Selecting sustainable materials is an important step in ensuring low carbon emissions during construction. Let's get into more details. Ready. Sustainable materials are those that have a low environmental impact and are produced in an environmentally responsible manner. Some examples include reclaimed or recycled materials. These materials have been salvaged from existing structures or industrial processes, reducing the need to extract and process new raw materials. Renewable materials. These materials come from renewable sources, such as wood from sustainably managed forests or bamboo. Locally sourced materials. Using materials that are produced locally can reduce the carbon footprint associated with transportation. Low-emitting materials. Materials that have low chemical emissions can improve indoor air quality and reduce the risk of indoor air pollution. Durable materials. Selecting materials that have a long service life will reduce the need to replace them in the future and decrease the overall environmental impact. It's important to not just consider the environmental impact of the material but also consider its embodied energy, which is the total energy consumed during the life cycle of the material from extraction, production to disposal. You can use tools like life cycle assessment, LCA, to evaluate the environmental impact of different materials and help select the most sustainable options for your project. Low-emitting materials, also known as low VOC, volatile organic compounds, materials, are an important consideration when selecting sustainable materials for a construction project. VOCs are chemicals that are emitted as gases from certain solid or liquid materials and can have negative effects on indoor air quality and human health. Some examples of low-emitting materials include paints and coatings. Low VOC paints and coatings have significantly lower levels of VOCs than traditional paints and coatings, improving indoor air quality. Adhesives and sealants. Low VOC adhesives and sealants emit fewer VOCs than traditional options and can be used to reduce indoor air pollution. Flooring materials. Many types of flooring materials, such as carpets, can emit VOCs, so selecting low-emitting options can reduce indoor air pollution. Insulation materials. Low-emitting insulation materials can improve indoor air quality and reduce the risk of indoor air pollution. Wood products. Wood products treated with formaldehyde-based resins can emit VOCs. Low-emitting options such as those treated with water-based, non-toxic resins are available. It's worth mentioning that not all low VOC materials are safe or sustainable. So it's important to check the materials for any hazardous chemicals and to consider their overall environmental impact using tools like life cycle assessment, LCA. In conclusion, ensuring low carbon emissions during construction involves implementing a variety of sustainable practices throughout the construction process. By selecting sustainable materials, construction professionals can reduce the environmental impact of a project and improve indoor air quality. Energy efficiency can be increased through building design, the use of energy-efficient systems, and the use of smart building technologies. Minimizing water usage and implementing green transportation can reduce the environmental impact of a project and improve the surrounding community. Managing waste and considering the life cycle assessment of materials and systems can help minimize the environmental impact of construction. Finally, It's essential to train and educate workers on sustainable construction methods and practices to ensure that best practices are being used throughout the life of a project and to ensure worker safety. These steps together can ensure low carbon emission during construction, while also promoting a better indoor air quality, efficient use of resources, and a more sustainable built environment.